read them for fear of a skewed conclusion, and I don't know how serious or non-serious those discussions are to begin with. With that said, I can organize a battle plan for this miraculous hit piece. This is part 1, which means part 2 and 3 will also share the theme of highlighting evidence, with mini-theories along the way. I will spend the rest of this video looking at Mort's oddities within the Madagascar movies, and then spend video number 2 looking at him in Penguins, finally topping up the first trilogy with video 3, his strangeness in the prequel series. The second trilogy, videos 4, 5, and 6, would then need to begin cross-connecting the clues and formulating more major theories from the smaller ones. I'll probably spend one video on his Julian obsession, one video on his wives, and one video on his soul-sucking immortal and impossible genome. Videos 7, 8, and 9 I have a more strict plan for. They are going to be composed of past theories I am integrating in. 10, 11, and 12 I am going to connect them. I'll spend one video connecting Mort's mysteries to Over the Hedge, one connecting them to my Dubois analysis, and one connecting them to a final mystery film or straight up creating a grand unifying DreamWorks theory from what I've found. Which leaves us with 13, 14, and 15. I'm still debating whether or not I'll actually need the extra hour or extra 3 videos, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. There's also the matter of how this will perform in the YouTube algorithm. Now that you're all prepared for what's to come, we begin with the evidence you'll all be familiar with: Mort in the Madagascar films. In the first movie, we meet him. Mort is a small lemur obsessed with King Julian, and is sort of the opposite of King Julian's actual second-in-command, Maurice. Mort is used as a test to see how the New York animals will react to lemurs, and is generally hated by his peers. He plays a perfectly fine but intentionally annoying role in film 1. In the sequel, he clings to the plane and behaves oddly. He first parodies the Twilight Zone and then goes flying thousands of feet into the Mozambique Channel. He stubbornly survives and then is chased by a shark all the way to Central Africa, where he ascends a volcano and nearly falls in. The third film follows him joining the gang in the circus, where he, again, plays a lesser role, but he does end up shooting Dubois with a tranquilizer gun. He's dumb at times, rational at others, and sort of all over the map. This is what makes him questionable. Primarily, what the films are good for is proving one thing: Mort is not mortal. Our dear friend, the French Death, is indestructible. He looks malicious at first on the wing of the plane because it's probably one of his alternate personalities, more on that later. He rips it apart and causes the engines to fail, crashing the plane soon after. When he presumably flips back to the dumb old Mort persona, he falls off, sails thousands of feet into the Indian Ocean, and doesn't die. He is pursued by a juvenile great white shark and evades it, though it desperately chases him on land as well. Mort doesn't die, which is the first crucial chunk to the theory that from this point can only evolve. With that said, it can only get more insane from here, so should I? He's such an enigma that while writing this I was convulsing like a deranged artichoke. Speaking of the Soviet Union, it won't be long before I integrate Nana into this dissertation. Again, it'll probably be in the latter half of this journey, but everyone make sure you're caught up with my other DreamWorks theories, just in case. For now, though, subscribe so I know to make more of this, and comment Mort's odd moments from the shows and give me a little head start. Uploads may be scarcer a tiny bit here. My confused immune system has been attacking me for 2.5 years now, but it's gotten really agitated in the past month, and it's made me too anemic and unfocused to think to my fullest. But when I get my hemoglobin out of its 7 gram per deciliter hole, I assure you I will start critically thinking a bit better. And we'll be able to fully expose Mort as the war criminal he is. This was an establishment video, laying it all out on the table, solving the timeline, and looking at his film appearances. It only goes up from here. Until my next video in the coming weeks, I am the Theorizer.